This is what I'm wondering, now with our phones and our Google and everything, like we don't have to learn any of that anymore.
I don't know anyone's phone number.
We don't really have to learn anything anymore.
I know like Eddie Bravo's phone number. I know my wife's phone number. I might know two other numbers.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I had 100 numbers in my head.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You could call your grandmother.
I still remember my phone number from when I was a kid.
Yeah, you could call your friends.
I could say it now, but that person probably wouldn't like that very much.
I got my phone number memorized from when I was in high school. Yeah. It was our first phone number. Yeah, I couldn't believe we had a phone number. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, but that's...
we had phone numbers before, but it was the first one that I remembered. And then that was the first answer machines too.
Right.
That was wild.
Remember, you would if you're out and you're trying to meet somebody and they're going to meet you and then they don't show up and you want to figure out where they are, you'd go to a payphone, put a quarter in it, call your phone, and then put your code in and check your answering machine or your voicemail from the mall.
And you thought you were living in the future.
And then they'd leave a message on your answering machine to tell you, hey, sorry, I'm going to be a little late, and then you hang up and then it cost you a quarter. But that's how crazy everything's changed in such a small amount of time.
You were gone.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
No one knew where the fuck you were.
Absolutely.
There was no Snap map. Where kids today, they look at each other on Snapchat maps where they all know where they are at any moment in time. Mm-hmm. There's no shenanigans.
Yeah. No, I was thinking about like how when I was a kid, we would be able to very easily manipulate, the situation with my parents and say, okay, I'm going over.
Right,
my friends
I'm going to Bobby's house.
Go drinking and skateboarding all night. And that was better like that,
These kids today, they're tracked. Everyone's tracked. If it's not your parents, it's the government.
And we're not going to be able to really get rid of it now, too. That's the thing. There's no way this is going to turn back. No one's ever going to decide this has gone too far. It's just going to keep escalating and getting worse. And my eyes are getting bad because I find myself addicted to the phone as much as I know that it's happening. I'll get on that TikTok and I just start scrolling through stuff and then, shit, like 2 hours just went by, and my eyes are getting blurry and it's really kind of starting to
It's useless.
Piss me off, to be honest with you.
Yeah, for me, it's Instagram. I don't have TikTok, but I use the Instagram Reels. God damn it. It's so nuts, like one after the other. It's so interesting watching this mad scramble of people trying to figure out a new way to get your attention. Mm-hmm. Whether it's through like shooting a bow and arrow with your feet over your head at balloons. Mm-hmm. You ever seen those gals that do that? They stand on their hands, and they have a bow in their feet, and they have their legs all the way over the top of their head, and they draw the bow back with their feet.
I saw another thing kind of like that, but there was no bow and arrow involved. But yeah.
This is a thing.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. Are they wearing clothing as well? Or
no, why would they be wearing clothing?
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no,
they wear like bikinis. They're hot. Most gals with that kind of mobility with your body, you're probably pretty hot.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
How could you not have a hot body if you could do that? If you could get your butt over the top of your head and have your legs pull a bow back and then aim it and shoot it? What?
I certainly can't do that.
We'll fucking do that. I mean, what percentage of the population can do that?
See, and this is kind of, I think, where we started with us was, how did I find out about rap music? How did I find out about Norm? We had to use a certain sense of creativity, and we had to go out of our way to find out about stuff.
Right.
And so it sounding like some couple of old guys here.
We are a couple of old guys
complaining about.
But that's what we are now.
How the world was better before. But
I don't think the world was better before.
Yeah,
I don't think that's true.
There's some aspects of it like that I think forced us to be just a little bit more creative and think out of the box because we were, or at least in a different way, because you'd go find some drum machine, or you'd go down to the little comedy club in Ottawa, and stand-up comedy wasn't a mainstream thing then. It was pretty big, but not in Ottawa. It was sort of almost like you felt like you were going somewhere that you weren't supposed to go. Yeah. You go down in the basement. Yeah. I was 16 years old. I'm in a bar, and there's some guy on stage, and they're not talking about Norm Macdonald on television yet. He hadn't gone to SNL yet. I remember I'd see him, and my friends would see him, and then we'd go to school, and we'd tell our friends, you got to go see this guy, Norm Macdonald. He'd come every 3 times a year, and every time he'd come, we'd be there. And it was just like this sort of myth. It was a mythology to it, And then all of a sudden we heard he moved to Los Angeles because he was writing for Roseanne, and we all heard about this, and it was this sort of, all the the amateur comics, the the kids up there doing it, and well, I guess I was the kid doing that. Everyone else was kind of in their 20s, but 30s, but everybody was just kind of like, "There's hope. We can get out of Ottawa, man." So
Yeah,
and
something out there.
And then SNL and everything. And it was just amazing to watch him do that. But I was having a good chat with Adam at the club, about Norm, because he was, of course, famously his sidekick on his show.
Yeah.
And so it was such a shame to see Norm disappear like that. And
he was talking about coming out here too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but it's so much has happened since I was here last. I got